As I'm traveling out west, I got to Idaho and I decided to stay in Wallace. It's got a nice little campground that I'll talk about a little bit later in this video, but Wallace is pretty cool. The funny story was I called and I asked if they were close to I-90, and she kind of laughed and said yes, and then I found out that basically I-90 was built over the town. They were going to like demolish it, and they got somebody to agree to build the road over the town, so they saved the town. It's a pretty neat little place, so I'll show you a little bit about it. I hope you enjoy it. And if you're in Idaho, it's not a bad place to stay. I'm standing under 90. And now this is a bike path as the semis go by. It was also a little famous for the last red light on I-90. And when it comes to the campground, it's pretty nice. It was $33 a night, full hookups. And people come here for the off-roading. I was one of very few that did not have some type of off-road vehicle. Apparently there's all kinds of trails. And when I get to a campground, I kind of like just looking at the other vehicles and other RVs and campers that people have. There were a couple Airstreams parked next to me. There was a neat little thing that everybody looked at, the little tent that goes on top of a minivan. And of course, Class B's everywhere now. But probably my favorite one in the whole place was this Sportsmobile. I just think they're really cool. I think when you get to see the town, you'll like it's basically in a ravine. Right by the campground, there's a little brew pub. And whenever I go to an RV campground, I always end up showing the bathrooms. And they had good bathrooms here, nice hot water, good water pressure, all that good stuff that matters to people that oftentimes shower in campground bathrooms. The campground was pretty much packed because the prices aren't terrible. And again, it's just on the other side of I-90 from the rest of town. It's just kind of a cool little thing that, you know, you got to walk under I-90 to get to the other side of town. There's a small river, creek, I don't remember the name, that runs through it. And a picturesque little town. Like so much, this used to be a mining town, and now it's just a touristy little town. Nothing wrong with that. This is the old rail depot. The grounds were pretty cool. Now this place is pretty cool. It's the Red Light Garage, which is a restaurant now, and that was a taco truck, which I tried a couple times, but I just couldn't get any tacos there. They kept being closed. And again, it's touristy. That's people come there. It's a little upscale, nice little restaurants that were too busy for me to get in most of the time. A little bit of a walk back in time in this town left in this ravine. Stardust Motel had a nice sign, but it didn't look like much. So I did get to go into the Red Light Garage. They weren't serving food at the time, and they were kind of closed, but the guy let me in, and I got a huckleberry milkshake, which was actually pretty cool. Really neat guy, and they had this there. I'd never heard or seen these before. Read this little sign, it's cool. And there's my huckleberry milkshake. And this cool little thing that I will neither confirm nor deny whether I got inside that. And now we'll just do some pictures of the town as I went around. This was very cool, but it was closed. Pasties aren't just in the UP. And there's the taco truck, which again I tried several times, but it was really hot and they were closed a lot, but their menu looked really good. And it had some neat architecture. A lot of the old stuff was pretty cool. And here's that river again. So after I wandered around for a little bit, I did decide to get some food from the pub right there at the campground. Alright, YouTubers, it's still hot. I walked around town, a place I was going to get tacos from a taco truck, but they had that sign, too hot, going home. So I got food right here. There's a pub right at the RV place. And I got the French dip and fries, which looks pretty good. And there's the juice, and there's the fry sauce. I'll give it a taste. The fries with the fry sauce are good. And there is the French dip. Let me taste it. Oh, that's good. No complaints out of that.
I've been searching everywhere and I finally found the center of the universe. There it is.
Would you mind taking a picture of it?
Well, I'll do it for you. No problem. I'm videoing right now. Center of the universe. This is Wallace.
This was during the super crazy heat, so I took refuge in the RV from time to time to cool back off and then wander around a little bit more. That's a neat bike path.
Alright, YouTubers, I'm gonna go up there now. It's a lot of stairs.
There's some neat history here. If possible, maybe read this stuff. I don't know if you can even see it, but pretty cool how they had to build some of these houses on the cliffs here. Pause. These again are 3 or 4 seconds long. So I went up the public staircases to check the houses on the hills. Every time I get the chance, I really do like to wander neighborhoods and see what towns are like, and I saw most of this little town, and it was pretty nice.
Looks like there's more to see down that way. But I didn't feel like taking the bike off and going through all that, so I'm just walking today. I'm gonna walk back this way.
It's really too bad that the pool was empty and not used anymore because, again, it was super hot and a swim would have been fantastic. From what I could tell, this was the one grocery store in town, and I went in to look around, and yeah, things can get expensive when you're out kind of in the middle of nowhere. I don't mean that as an insult either. And again, they have a museum to the bordello, and then apparently there's a cool silver mine you can take a tour of, which I did not do. And then I got to wandering more of regular homes and neighborhoods and stuff like that, because it's the kind of thing I kind of do. Cute little town. This park is where the old hospital used to be. I guess it got washed away by a big storm and flood, and there was a lot of weird stories of what went on there. And somebody really liked that tree and did not want to cut it down. That's the high school. Pretty good view for a high school. Well, one side, the other side's I-90. And this is the roadside rest out by the highway. Again, I saw most of it. There's that darn creek again. I hope you enjoyed this tour of Wallace, Idaho. I'm going to be going that way to Coeur d'Alene tomorrow on I-90, just up that road. Until then, I hope you have a great and wonderful day.